Hello, Steve White, Steve Arts 89. Well, I've got another Master of the Universe Origins figure, this time Stingor. Now, I remember being quite impressed when I saw this figure. Now, I don't know his origins. I don't know if he was designed for the Classics collection or for some comic, or if he was one of the original sketches for a figure, or one of the ones they were developing in the later stages of Master Universe before the original run, before it was cancelled. But I think he looks awesome. I just saw him and I thought, oh, I have to have that one. Because I don't mind the odd original design if it looks good and is interesting. I'm trying not to buy every character they release, but I really like the Snake Men. They're pretty nasty. Although, actually, he's a Horde guy. For a second, I thought he was a Snake Man. Someone wasn't paying attention. Now, I did notice the Horde symbol on here when I was unpacking him. I totally forgot, though. No, he's a Horde guy. I think of him as a Snake Man for some reason. Don't know why. But, okay, so here's his art. It's the usual card style. We've got the 40th anniversary of She-Ra at the top. Modern posing retro play. Stingor, evil assassin of the evil Horde. Yeah, so we have a nice little picture of him on the front. They don't do this with enough of them. I think they could have done this with most of the characters, that extra little bit of art on the front. They've only done it with, I think, some of the Mattel Creations ones, because the more art, the better. And, of course, we have the one big image on the back, which I've always been a bit unsure about these ones. I like that they, in a way, they don't have all the text and all the rights stuff and all the sort of text that you have on the back of the covers usually. But I find when they have a big image, they don't do much with it. I find normally when they just have the top, it's more of a panorama and there's more happening. Whereas I kind of feel like when we get this sort of card back, it's almost like they're just cropping into part of a piece of art. It always feels kind of less in a way, even though it's bigger. So, yeah. But he looks awesome. He looks scary. We've got Hordak in the background. Oh, is that him escaping with Fedora? Oh my god, it is too. So apparently the evil Stingor was part of that. Okay. So we've got Man-at-Arms, and he's got his little dagger in his boot like He-Man had in the original mini-comic. Yeah, the art's nice. The extra art on the front is good. The figure itself is pretty awesome. Now, it's very easy to stick the tail on, but it doesn't really have, like a plug. It doesn't really go in. So you could easily just pull it out again, which I guess is convenient, but it also means that there's a chance it might just start falling out. So a bit worried about that, but you can always just glue it in place if you want. It does have articulation. You can actually move the tail around. It's able to be posed. It's kind of a matte black, which kind of makes it creepy to touch and look at. And the little spikes here are actually quite sharp, and they keep catching on things. So it's kind of good in a way, but annoying. The design is really good. He's got his body in one colour, his little claws are another colour, but sometimes with characters like Mantenna, they go weird, like they made his hands and his feet red like his head. So it's like, does that mean the blue is like pants that go over his fins? Doesn't make sense. This one doesn't have that issue, thank God. I can't believe I don't know why I thought he was a Snake Man the whole time. And now I'm like, well, yeah, no, he's in the Horde. You can see he's like got Horde symbols all over him. He's Horde colours. Yeah, okay. So comes with a spare human hand. So I guess he can hold things with human hand, which doesn't make a lot of sense, but actually does have claws. Sorry, it's in the shadow. It does have a little claw on the thumb. So you've got that as an option. Of course, he's got his shield, which I wish was a brighter red, but it matches the armour on his head and his arms and his belt, I guess. So there's that, and it can attach either way. But the claw is the thing, the big giant claw. I'm not sure how this works. I tried to attach it. It doesn't have any joins on the inside. There's no little plugs or holes for plugs to go in or anything. And I pulled the hand off and tried to put it on, and I couldn't get it to stay on. It just kept sliding off. There doesn't seem to be any yeah, it just doesn't. So I have no idea how it's supposed to attach. There's no ridges or anything for it to click onto or catch onto, and it just seems to slide right off. Maybe you have to get it really hot and push it over the thickest part of the hand or something. Maybe it's long enough to do that, but then that's going to be an issue with the articulation of the joint. So fortunately I like the claws, and I do feel like the big claw kind of takes away from Clawful, so I'm not that bothered by not having it attached, but I'd like the option because I don't seem to be able to do it. But I've been talking for 5 minutes, so that's the only issue with him, and I don't know if that's just a problem with mine or if it's just a design flaw or just something I'm missing. There's no instructions as far as I can tell. You do get a mini comic, of course, the Sting of Stingor, which is nice when they have their own comics. But I didn't get any instructions in it, so I'm not quite sure how to deal with the claw issue. But he looks awesome. I like when they do original designs, if it is an original design, and if it's not, it's one of the ones from Classics Collection or the comics that they've pulled out because it was a good design that should have been made. Well, that's great too. So I'm going to go. Feel free to share, like, comment, subscribe. Let me know what you think of Stingor.